I'm joined now by Republican Congressman Michael Burgess of Texas, who did meet with the president today about making some changes to the Republican health care bill. He's been somebody we've put in our column as a lean yes. Congressman Burgess, are we correct? Do we still call you a lean yes, but no final decision on health care?
Well, the bill passed through our committee, I think it was almost a month ago. You may recall it was a 28-hour markup. Every Republican on the committee did vote for the bill as it left the committee. There have been some changes over the ensuing several weeks, but I think it looks as if things are indeed coming together, and I'm not someone who counts votes. I don't do the whip's job,
right.
But it's looking a little more positive today than perhaps it was a few days ago.
So what you're saying is, let me just ask about you. If this current version of this bill with these amendments were in committee right now, would you vote yes on it?
Yes, I would. I am anxious for the House to conclude its work on the health care bill. I am anxious because we have good colleagues over in the Senate, and I want them to have their chance to work on this bill and actually be able to answer your questions as they do their work.
You say that in a very positive tone. I can't help but wonder, you're looking forward to the Senate having to deal with this rather than the House?
They are frequently willing to tell us how much smarter they are than we are and how wrong the House gets things. So, yes, the world's greatest deliberative body needs their opportunity to make this a better bill.
It's my favorite part about covering Washington. I always remind him there are times Republicans and Democrats get along in the House better than the House and the Senate sometimes get along with each other. Let me ask you this, though. If you guys are going to get a vote this week, you got to file the bill. Is this health care bill is there going to be a bill this week? Are you guys going to get this rule on the ground? Is it going to get a CBO score? We got a lot of work to do to get it on the floor, don't we?
There is a bill on the floor. The debate was postponed. So from just a structural standpoint, my understanding is the debate could be restarted at the point where the speaker hit the pause button. In all likelihood, it will require amendments coming to the Rules Committee. Right now, that meeting has not been noticed, but I told some reporters earlier today that the prudent member of the Rules Committee will maintain a flexible schedule for the next day or so, and I am maintaining a flexible schedule as a prudent member of the Rules Committee.
We've talked to a lot of House members who think they're going home tomorrow. I take it you do not think you're going home tomorrow?
I would not make that. I would not make that prediction. Look, it's important that the work gets done. I mean, that's my goal. And if the work gets concluded by tomorrow, then great for us. That work product has finally been concluded and off to the Senate for their work. But my opinion, and I am just speaking for myself and not for my committee and not for the conference, but it is it's pretty hard to talk about going home and taking the rest of the day off if you haven't done your work. And that's where my feeling is right now, and I know a lot of other members feel the same way.
Is it your sense if this bill doesn't get a vote this week, this may not be able to come together this year?
Well, there's always the possibility that it could come together later, but my feeling right now is there is a good chance for us all to come together and get a good product out there. And again, I'm just very anxious to see the Senate get to work on this same project.
Let me ask you about one detail, and that has to do with the extra $8 billion. Some say that are supposed to be there to help those that could see their premiums skyrocket because of pre-existing conditions. Are you confident this is going to work?
Well, taking a step back, the bill as it left the committee, this was not an issue. Now, some other members felt that there needed to be more flexibility provided to the states, so the ability for the state to ask for and receive a waiver was included in the discussion. If you are going to do that for someone in the individual market who did not maintain continuous coverage, there is a risk. So the $8 billion that Mr. Upton and Mr. Long asked to be added to the bill today were to provide premium support to those individuals individuals who might be caught in that situation. The vast majority of people, of course, vast majority of people are in the large group market, in the employer market, where this is not an issue at all. For someone who is in the individual market, who does not maintain continuous coverage, there would be a risk, and this was designed to mitigate that risk. The population of people is small, but certainly sympathetic, and we need to take care of it.
Congressman, I have to say, you seem awfully frustrated by this process, because you made a note just now that essentially the work you did in committee before there was a MacArthur amendment and before there was, let's call it now the Upton Amendment. I don't think it has a name yet, but let's call it that. That you had a compromise bill. You seem awfully frustrated. Is that fair?
Well, look, I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing right now. I'm a member of the House. I'm on the committee that's in charge of policy, and we are supposed to be working through the problems. There isn't anyone on my side who believes that status quo or not doing anything is any kind of an option because of the difficulties that were already present in the system delivered by the Affordable Care Act. Things have to change. Now, it has been difficult to get to this point, and I won't deny that, but at the same time, this is important work, and really, this is the work I need to be doing right now.
All right. Michael Burgess, Republican from Texas. Appreciate you coming on.